So the biggest thing is don't have an insurance agent do your legal documents. Just a bad idea. We're not legal professionals. We can't be held accountable for that. And you won't even know that there's an error. If there is an error, you won't even know that there's an error until someone passes. And
Yeah.
that's a problem.
I remember
Um,
when that was going around, and that was a major discussion in a lot of these groups, like you mentioned, and an IMO that I was involved with, and they were really pushing this stuff heavily. And I was trying to warn people. I'm like, you guys, I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. I mean, if something goes wrong and you're the one responsible for it, and God forbid the person dies, good luck. That's all I gotta say.
yeah.
You're in a world of trouble.
All right. Alonzo did ask, what's my thoughts on Legal Shield? Um, Actually, it was a prepaid legal rep. Let's call it 4 months. I wasn't with it for very long. I thought it might be a door opener.
I've had
I
I've
just
had so many people try to get me to sell this stuff. It's funny.
So my thoughts on it is that it is, think of it like an HMO for accessing legal services. You get to pay maybe a small copay to get access, and I think that included in that you get to get your will taken care of. Oh darn, you can do your will on your own. There's software for that. I mentioned that earlier. Get software from somewhere else. You can get. I remember when they actually sold Nolo will document software. It's like $50 for the damn CD-ROM. I'm sure you could do it probably for the same price on their website now. So you don't need to pay monthly for that. But the thing is that what these Legal Shield things do, and is that they give you access to attorneys licensed in your state. That's the good part. And you're usually that law firm's biggest client. So they're supposed to take good care of you because not because of you individually, but because of the total account that's paying it. They might give you a discount on the legal documents that we're all talking about if they do them, and I would see no reason why they wouldn't at least offer that. I would think there'd be some sort of member discount benefit. I could imagine that.
Yeah, I mean,
Otherwise, it's just if you need a letter written, they could do that kind of thing, and you probably pay for each piece of legal work done, but at least you get it discounted because you're part of the big legal HMO, essentially.
yeah, I mean, is it something that you have to have? No, absolutely not. But is it necessarily going to be like a horrible thing, or if you purchase it? No, I mean, it's not like a gigantic problem to buy it, but if you're just buying it just in case for certain things, it might be nice to have, but it's kind of like dental and vision. They're niceties, they're not necessities. It's like
Essentially, yeah.
if you have them, you probably use them. If you don't, maybe you go and pay once a year or twice a year for your cleanings or whatever and pay out of pocket. But it's kind of in that same kind of vein. If you have it, fine. If not, fine.
It does bring up because one of the things that they do offer is identity theft protection, which is a misnomer. And I say it's a misnomer because they're not going to protect your identity from being stolen. They're going to help reimburse your legal costs for getting everything restored back to the way it was. So there's a difference there. And the poor guy who was doing, I forgot what it was called. I'll have to Google it later. But the guy kept advertising his own social security number in his ads. And it was a big deal for his identity theft protection. And he got his identity stolen like 12 times. I mean, how effective was that? But it wasn't about effective, stopping identity theft. Although they do have proactive measures that you would be enrolled in to make sure, to lock you down your credit report. Which, by the way, you can always lock down your credit reports for free. You don't need to be a member of something to be able to do that. But LifeLock, thank you, Alonzo. That's what I was thinking of. LifeLock. Shows how current I've been on that. But that guy, 12 times. So I think there needs to be a certain amount of responsibility we have to take to make sure that we're not putting ourselves in danger. So don't put your Social Security out there for everybody. But yeah, they help reimburse the costs of getting your life back together after something happens. I think they've advertised up to $1 million of legal costs.
Yeah, up to $1 million. Yeah,
something like that. So I won't say that doesn't have benefits.
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't have no value, but
right.
Again, it's one. Do you really need to pay for something like that?